All right, I had some water after that dragon type video, and I've got one more in me. Let's talk about the most underrated dark types in all of Pokemon. I think this is going to be a quick list. I have some Pokemon in mind that I'm hoping when I see the list full of Pokemon I still agree with. And let's do it without further ado. Okay. Let's go ahead and put Missing No on this one. And the reason why we're going to put Missing No on this one is because this is Pokemon number 152. It's underrated because you don't know it exists. Simple as that. And if you want to try and find it, go for it. There's a bunch. There's like 4 or 5 different places you can fish, I believe, to find it in, Pokemon Red or Blue. But not in the re-released Virtual Console version. They removed it from that one. Excuse me again. Phew. Maybe I don't have another one in me. Gen 2! Can you see the energy is still in me? The energy is still there. The energy is still there. Which is exactly why you all need to subscribe. Oh, you thought I wasn't going to mention that? You thought I wasn't going to say it? I just did. Subscribe. Okay. It's Murkrow. It's Murkrow. Dark Flying. I bet you didn't know that Murkrow is bulkier than you thought. I have used a Murkrow and tanked many hits that I didn't think that I could. And he survived. Murkrow, underrated. Gen 3, give me Cacturne. Cacturne gets really good moves. Really, really, really good moves. That is the benefit to him. He gets Swords Dance as well. And they missed out on an opportunity to give this thing Rough Skin as its ability. I think they should have had Rough Skin. This thing is a literal cactus Pokemon, and he didn't have Rough Skin. Thought that was kind of disappointing. They could have added it as his hidden ability later on, maybe. But they just, I don't know, they didn't do it. But that's the one thing he's missing. But otherwise, he looks pretty cool. He's a Scarecrow Cactus. Gen 4 is Spiritomb. This is a Pokemon with no weaknesses up until the Fairy typing was introduced. He gets Shadow Sneak, he gets Sucker Punch, he gets way better moves than Sableye does. And that's what makes him underrated in the fact that he's just way better than Sableye as well. A better version of Sableye. Generation 5. If it had to be anything, it's Zoroark. I know Zoroark's a Pokemon people use a lot. And I get why they use it. But if you take his ability out of the equation, would you still use it? Well, I would. Because it's incredibly fast, and it gets a lot of incredibly strong moves, both physically and specially. Zoroark is pretty good. All things considered, even if you took the ability out. Okay, for Gen 6, I either pick Pangoro or Malamar. I'm going to pick Malamar. Because I already picked Pangoro in another video. And you know what? Malamar is nightmare fuel for a design. And it's a dark type for some reason, even though it's a squid. Hey, it is what it is. Gen 7. Alolan Muck is another Pokemon that no one asked for. It's a Pokemon that, of all the designs they could have gone for, they chose that. Alolan Muck, however, is fun to use. He gets Knockoff. He gets Sucker Punch. He gets a whole heap of Poison-type moves, too. Can't deny, he's kind of fun to use. And when you see the animation of his design, it's even cooler. Generation 8. Is Thievul. Thievul is fast. And that's the only reason I chose him. Not even going to try to make up an explanation there. Because I didn't have one other than that. Gen 9. I didn't know that Mastiff was not a dark type, but Mastiff is. I did not know that. Interesting. It's Low Kicks. Low Kicks is, for everything I said about Spite Ops in regards to speed, knockoff user, Sucker Punch user, first impression user, it's really the moveset that helps. He's incredibly fragile. He will get torn into a million tiny pieces. But he's fun to use, and he will one-shot you if you get it into the right matchup. And he should outspeed almost everybody. The most underrated, though, Personally, looking at everything here is obviously missing no. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done memeing on that one. It's Cacturn. I really think the only missed opportunity with Cacturn to make him elite is Rough Skin. And unfortunately, he was in a time where Grass was a special type and Dark was a physical type, and that really hurt. Actually, no, they were both special types, but he was a physical Pokemon. That's what it was. And that unfortunately really hurt because he got stuff like Needle Arm and Sucker Punch and other stuff that was really good for him. But then his physical special split came. He became a lot stronger. And again, missed opportunity to give this thing Rough Skin. But either way, pretty strong Pokemon, and definitely one that, that you don't think about. It's definitely a Pokemon you kind of forget exists. If you like go and you try and remember the Pokemon and recite them by memory, which I have done, there's a video on my channel you can see of me doing that. If that is a, like that's a Pokemon you'd forget straight up. You just would. Alrighty. Well, you guys have an excellent day, and we got some Steel types to talk about soon. I'll see you then.